Cambodia. As in many other countries, plastic bags litter the landscape in both the countryside and the towns. They're hard to recycle and can take decades to break down naturally. A small company has found a low-tech solution, taking advantage of these hard-wearing qualities to make durable and stylish products for the international market. Cambodia is developing fast, and so is the amount of rubbish generated by its 14 million people. Plastic bags are one of the most conspicuous forms of waste. It's estimated that each lightweight bag is used for only 20 minutes before being discarded. They're not just unsightly. In the fields, they pose a threat to livestock, choking animals if they're swallowed. Where rubbish is collected at all, it ends up in open dumps like this one outside the resort town of Sihanoukville. Here, waste pickers earn a living by sorting through the rubbish, separating paper, glass and plastic bottles.
Most of our income comes from the bottles and cans we collect here.
There's never been a market for used plastic bags, so they would be left on the dump. Debbie Watkins was running a travel agency in Cambodia when she realised something had to be done.
We had noticed that people were being paid to collect things like tin cans, plastic bottles and paper, which were sent to Vietnam or to Thailand for recycling. But no one was collecting bags because there was no market for them. And so we decided to create a market and started paying people to collect plastic bags.
The demand for the bags means an extra earning opportunity for the waste pickers.
We're very happy to get money for the plastic bags. It's another reason for us to get out there and work.
Working out what price to offer for the bags depended on two factors.
It's quite a balancing act. We need to really make sure that firstly it's enough to motivate people to collect the bags, and people are very savvy when it comes to working out whether it's worth their while. But secondly, of course, we needed to make sure that it was priced lower than new bags. Otherwise there would be a temptation for people just to go to the market, buy new bags and sell them to us as old bags. So we wanted to be absolutely certain that people were actually collecting old bags.
So Debbie Watkins began to amass a stock of old plastic bags.
And of course that meant then we had to find something to do with them. So we had big mounds of bags, and we conducted a lot of research over a long period of time to find different things that we could do. Firstly, that were by themselves environmentally responsible, so we didn't want something that created more pollution than it solved. Secondly, that it could be low-tech and therefore could be deployed in a range of different rural locations. And over a period of time we developed the process that we have now.
A few kilometres from the dump, Debbie found a village that would benefit from the extra income and people who were willing to learn. The ideal workforce for her new company, Funky Junk.
We're in a small rural community called Cham Kar Bai, which is in the south of Cambodia. Most of the people here are reliant on subsistence farming for their income. What we did find at the beginning was that it was a difficult concept for people to understand. Although we had about 24 people who came along at the beginning, the dropout rate was quite rapid early on. And what we've now found is that as we've become busier and we're getting more and more orders, particularly now with our export orders that we've had recently, people have been coming back asking if they can join again.
It's a dirty job, but washing the bags is the first step. Often they've been used for carrying organic waste, so it's not just visible dirt the team found they had to deal with.
The product is very nice, but like when we get the smell of the product, smell very bad. The people we don't like this. And then now we have for the system, like some great idea, we can put the perfume inside when we're washing. After we wash it, we put the perfume and we can smell the product is very good.
When they're clean and dry and perfumed, the bags are sorted by colour and made into yarn.
This is one of the cut strips, which ends up like this. Those are then looped together, and when they're twisted, you end up with a form of yarn which can then be crocheted.
The process has been refined since the pilot project started in 2007.
When we started at the very beginning, we were using scissors to cut the bags. And we found it very time-consuming because actually the width of each piece of yarn is very important when it comes to getting consistency in the size of the knit. And so it was taking very long because they needed to measure it and cut, measure and cut. And then we tried it with the guillotine, which has got an inbuilt ruler, so it makes a huge difference.
The coloured yarn is then woven together or crocheted into luxury homewares, from laundry baskets to floor cushions. Because the process is so labour-intensive, it's crucial that the final products are high enough quality for the unfamiliar export market.
It's been very much a learning process. We've shared pictures of what people's interiors look like so that they can understand what kind of colour schemes people would like and what colour schemes people wouldn't like. When they started combining colours and they looked good, everyone could see they looked good, and that was a real big turning point.
The workers have become adept at turning sketches into finished products.
This is the most important source of income for us. Otherwise we plant vegetables and work in the fields.
It's an effective way of taking plastic out of the environment. A single floor cushion contains about 1,200 plastic carrier bags.
Before this started, you could see plastic bags on the land, on the farms here. Now, since we've been doing this, there's much less plastic around.
Although the main aim is to export the products, 165 kilometres away in the capital, Phnom Penh, a domestic market is growing fast. One early customer for the cushions was a school. The children have even been on a school trip to the Funky Junk workshop to see how they're made.
We've had them in the library now for over a year, and we haven't had to replace them, whereas other kinds of cushions and chairs, they wear out very, very quickly and they become tatty looking. These look as good as they did the day that they were delivered.
Well, I thought they were very interesting how they were doing it by recycling everything and just washing things and then making them cleaner and then forming them in by stuffing loads of things into them to make them soft, and I thought it was a really good idea.
The capital is experiencing a boom in boutiques for expats and tourists, which see a steady demand for Funky Junk's tough and colourful outfit.
I was actually surprised it's plastic. It doesn't look like plastic at all.
Because the cushions are hard-wearing and waterproof, they've also found favour with hotels as poolside furniture.
For sure, if you leave it under the rain, there is no problem. It's not. It's quite resistant, so it's very nice for hotel. At the beginning, I was quite surprised. I was wondering how it was made, and when they told me it was plastic bags, I found it a very good idea, and very, very nicely well done, and also I think it's a very nice color.
It's already taken an estimated 80,000 plastic bags out of the environment to make products. If it wins World Challenge, Funky Junk has plans to increase demand and then create more recycling centres to meet it.
We would like to be able to use the World Challenge funding to help us really to let people know that this project does exist and that people can buy these amazingly cool products. One of the other things that we would like to be able to do is to get other centres established, and that requires a significant investment up front.
On World Challenge, we give each finalist a chance to say why their project deserves to be a winner.
Funky Junk needs your vote because plastic bags continue to be a huge problem for people in developing countries, and there are still not enough sources of income for them. By supporting Funky Junk, you will enable us to continue our work in helping to clean up the environment, generating skills training and income for people that most need it. Please vote for Funky Junk, and this will help us to make the world a better place.
Remember, you have the chance to decide which World Challenge finalist is the most deserving, and you can help them win a cash prize. Visit theworldchallenge.co.uk and find out how you can cast your vote. Coming up in Part 2, how organic waste from the streets is being turned into fuel.